and they did not attend here. You're right.
All right, Mitch Jelniker, thank you very much. We'll, of course, be going back to you throughout the information as we get updates on what is happening. This is a live picture from Air Tracker 7. We are keeping a close eye on this school to give you the very latest updates on what is taking place at the school. Right now, there are SWAT teams who are going through the school room by room, trying to find the gunman. They are also finding some students who were terrified, obviously, about what happened and were hiding and are still in hiding at this point. This is a very large school, so it may take some time to secure the school and the surroundings. That school supports 1,800 students. It is Columbine High School, and it is a very large facility, as we've been showing you all afternoon through Air Tracker 7.
We have lots of video that we have been recording throughout the morning and the afternoon as this whole event unfolded. You may, on occasion, see video of young people being given cover by SWAT team members holding up their weapons, and you can recognize these guys as SWAT team members because they have on the bulletproof vests and they're holding the big weapons. And here we see that some of them right now taking cover behind an armored car that's being brought in for this purpose, just to provide protection so that nobody can act as a sniper shooting out of a window or from the rooftop. But one of those incidents will show about a dozen students running for cover with these SWAT team members, and that happened about 2 hours after the initial shooting. So as time went on, they would discover students in the building and they would lead them out to safety, and they would try to go back in to make sure that there was nobody else who needed their attention. Now look, we're watching students. Look, there's a bloody student right there in the window.
We are trying to see exactly where the SWAT team members are trying to get to, but as Bertha mentioned, you can see somebody in the window there. At this point, we don't know if it's a student.
Oh.
The person is obviously trying to flag them down, trying to get their attention. I'm not sure if we can get any video of the... we don't know if the SWAT team members have already...
Right to you in a couple of moments. First, I'd like to turn to Marnie. She's a freshman there at Columbine High School. And Marnie, you told me you were in the building at the time. What did you see and hear?
I didn't really see anything. I just... they just told us to get under the tables, and we just, didn't really think anything of it. At first, we thought it was like a false alarm. And then all I saw was people just running up the stairs, and I just grabbed my friend Natalie's hand, and, we just ran together. And the people were just trampling everyone, and when we were running, they told us to stop and calm down and start walking, and then I heard gunshots, and then everyone just started running. And so we just ran out of the building and stopped traffic over here and just ran to the park over by Columbine.
Some of the students I have talked with, other reporters with 7 News, we've heard the stories of the supposed trench coat mafia. Is that something you've heard of, and is that like just a fun group? Is that is it a grill gang? What is that?
I don't really know what that's about. I've never heard of them, but I've seen people that dress like in trench coats and look gothic and everything, but I haven't seen anyone that looks like they're part of a gang or dangerous that would hurt us, So I don't really know about that.
So let me see if that remains any kind of connection. Have you been able to find all your friends?
Right now I found most of them. I'm just really shaken up that one of my best friends, Ashley, is in there. Just any of my friends. I don't even care if they're my friends, just people that I know. I'm just scared that they're in there. But I've been able to get a hold of most of them, so I'm thankful for that.
Okay, Marnie, we thank you for joining us. Marnie's a freshman here at Columbine High School, trying to give us an update of what she saw or heard inside. Again, as we mentioned earlier, most of the kids heard the gunshots. Some thought they heard some explosions. It remains to be seen whether those were just the shotgun blasts or gunshots. We're not sure about that. I think we have a live picture, John, of the situation at the school, and we're from the chopper. And you can see, apparently from the picture, and I cannot see it as you can at home, but there are some other students been able to get out of a couple of those spots, and there's nooks and crannies and rooms around the school area.
Yeah, Mitch, as you were, sorry to bother you.
Go ahead.
Mitch, as you were talking to that young lady, we did see another group of students, maybe as many as 8 to 10 students, who apparently were freed from the high school. They ran out undercover from the SWAT teams, as we have seen so many times this afternoon. And right now we are looking at live pictures from Air Tracker 7 of these students piling into cars and hopefully moving off to safer ground at this point.
Sean, as we continue to look at that picture, pardon me, I'm going to bring John Ferrugia in here. I mentioned to you a moment ago that there was a quick news conference. John had his head poked in there. What did they say?
Well, basically, Mitch, what's going on is they've taken an armored car and moved in some of a SWAT team into the area of the hallway around the cafeteria and around the auditorium area, and they've systematically now started going through, and they've found pockets of people hiding, students and sometimes teachers hiding in closets or restrooms or whatever, and they're bringing them out. Several groups have been brought out, but they're also finding that there are more victims in there, and they're being covered by this armored car basically as they bring these victims out and get them to the hospital. So this thing so far seems far from over. There's still people in there. They don't really know how many people may be hiding. And they're just working their way, trying to systematically work their way through the building to bring people out.
And we're hearing a lot of conflicting stories as whether or not there are students inside and whether.
Backs up to Columbine High School. There was screaming. I could hear girls screaming. I could hear a couple of shots being fired. There's police officers standing at the door, and it looks like he's relaying messages to someone inside, and now I see a bunch of kids coming out. So it looks like they're bringing students out in a hurry. There's a lot of screaming going on.
They certainly are bringing them out in a hurry, if you want to watch.
By my count, at least 17 or 18 students, until I move the camera, have now been freed. Now, were you at home when this initially started around 11:30?
Yes, I was. As a matter of fact, just about that time, I happened to take my dog out to the backyard, and I heard the first blast go off. It sounded like a cannon, and I thought it came from Columbine, so we ran in, turned on the police scanner, and heard the first 911 call.
Okay, thank you very much. Sorry to interrupt you, but we are showing live pictures now of, it appears to be a great number, more than 20 or so students who have been freed from the high school, Bertha.
Oh, Sean, I'm sorry. Did you see that one student go down? There seems to be some sort of little overflow area or a creek. I don't know if it's intentional creek or just something that happens when there's moisture, precipitation, rain, whatever. But students are running out of there at full speed. Many of them have to keep their hands up at the direction of police, I would assume, and they lose their balance in that particular area. If we can get air traffic